In today's video, I want to share how I'm only working sometimes as little as 1 hour per week on average, probably over the last 2 years, and I'm making over 6 figures profit. I mean, on average, I'm making over $10,000 net profit per month with my Amazon business. And I know before the video starts, you're probably thinking to yourself, this sounds like a Tony Robbins late night infomercial. There's no way, Steve, you're working 1 hour per week. Sometimes I'm not working at all. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Sometimes I don't work for a month straight. But you're probably thinking, this is BS, this is baloney, there's no freaking way, that's impossible. What are you gonna sell me in this video, Steve? What course are you gonna sell me? What are you gonna be pitching to me in this video? I have nothing to sell you. I don't want you to buy anything. I have nothing to offer you. I'm literally just sharing with you how I'm making 6 figures, pretty much not even working anymore, okay? Now, granted, there are things that make this business difficult, and there's things that you're gonna need, right? Number one being money and capital. So if you're dead broke, this business probably isn't for you. But by the way, check out this little view that I got here. I always go on this little trail that I walk, little apartments over here. But yeah, I pretty much wanted to share with you. Somebody was looking at me through their window like, are you filming? No, I'm not filming you. We're on the Rake and Profit YouTube channel. But what I want to share is how I do it, okay? How in the world last year, how did I make 175,000 profit and pay myself 130,000? Literally, on average, I only worked an hour per week, I'll call it, sometimes less. How in the world do I do it, okay? So let's break it down. First off, I have a business that is very, how do I say it? Not only scalable, but something where I can leverage other people, okay? It's not like thrifting where it's impossible to work less than 1 hour per week because you have to go hunt all the deals down, right? I do eBay to Amazon flipping. So what does that mean? That means that we buy everything on eBay and we flip it on Amazon. So when you buy from a place like eBay, or if you do wholesale, right, or maybe even private label, you don't have to hunt down the deals, right? The deals come to you. Now there's a learning curve. It requires capital. For me, I use a software called Replay Catcher that helps to find everything. But most importantly, I've hired and trained a team to do all the sourcing for me on eBay, okay? So that's one thing to keep in mind. I have a team of 5 virtual assistants, okay? And I'm wearing gloves because it's cold in Connecticut. But the reason when you watch my videos and you know, or maybe you see other people making videos and they're like, I'm only working an hour per week. You have to understand they have people, they have capital, they have systems, and they have processes. And that's what I have, right? And I have a business that allows me to be able to have inventory come directly to me without having to spend my time to hunt it down. I have to spend my money, right? And I have to spend my time of my virtual assistant. Somebody has to do it to be able to source and hunt and filter through the deals using Replay Catcher, which is a tool that pretty much filters through millions of products on eBay, finds all the good ones, right? Pretty much brings the good ones into the pond, and then you got to go, spear them and catch them, right? So I'm only working a couple hours per week, right? Why? Because I have a model, eBay to Amazon. I have a team, right? I have virtual assistants. After my team purchases the items, so they use Replay Catcher, they purchase the items on eBay, right? And we're really going after a lot of our replens. So one of the reasons we're working so little is because we built a list of items that we've sold in the past that do really, really well, that don't have a ton of competition. Some of them do, but a lot of them don't. Items that maybe people are gated on or restricted on, or items we've gotten ungated for. So we target a lot of the same items. 80 to 90% of the items that we've sold over the last year, and I've sold over 6,000 products for over $600,000 in the last year from eBay to Amazon, and my average ROI is over 50 to 60%. We're going after a lot of the items we've sold before. So only about 10% of the items in our business now are items that we've never sold. So when you focus on replens, you're more confident because you've sold it before. You know how much it's probably gonna sell for because you've sold it before. You know how long it's probably gonna take to sell because you've sold it before. And you're more confident in pulling the trigger on that item and even multiple quantities because maybe you know you're not going to get an IP complaint, you haven't had counterfeits, you haven't had any health issues, right, on Amazon, which is a real concern when you're doing eBay to Amazon, okay? So another thing to keep in mind, how am I able to only work 1 to 2 hours per week? So I mentioned I have virtual assistants that source everything for me, right? I didn't go too much in depth, but not only do they source for me, but they update all of my tracking sheets. I have someone who reprices. I have someone who fixes high pricing errors, stranded inventory. I have somebody who logs into Be Cool and does my repricing. But most importantly, and this is a new system that I built about 1.5 years ago, I have a prep center, okay? So a prep center is a third-party company that allows you to ship your products to them, and they'll receive the products. They'll inspect them, they'll clean them up, they will list the items for you on their behalf or on your behalf. They'll polybag, they'll box items. If items come mismatched or incorrect, they'll let you know. They'll put it into what's known as problem inventory, but you give them user permissions to your Amazon account, which Amazon has a way for you to give like a specific person permissions to only see certain things or do certain things. So I gave them permission and they receive everything and they ship it on my behalf. So this is incredible. Yes, it does cost, you know, $1.50 to $2 per item, but when you're doing eBay to Amazon, the margins are insane. Plus there's something called best offers on eBay. So if the item doesn't make as much ROI as you want, just make a best offer, right? Or source from another supplier, right? Buying on eBay is like a 24/7 thrift store. I love it. And one of the reasons I love eBay to Amazon is because I'm flipping the same items that I would buy from thrift stores. For the most part, I have expanded a bit over the last year into more like electronics and home improvement, but the same toys, the same board games, the same, you know, books, even though I don't do a ton of books right now, the same DVDs, the same CDs, the same office supplies, right? So eBay and thrift stores are pretty much the same thing, right? It's just eBay, you're gonna spend a bit more money and it's open 24/7, right? Try to go to your local Goodwill at 2 in the morning and see what happens, okay? But this is how I'm able to work so little, because now I have a team that buys everything for me. You know, we use Replay and Catcher. All the items, after they purchase it, get shipped to the prep center. My team updates the prep center software. Little Owl Prep has a great software to help you to manage your inventory. When it gets to Little Owl Prep, you know, you have to obviously wait a little bit for enough inventory to get there. So shipping is a little bit slower, I would say, with a prep center versus doing it yourself, but it's hands off. I don't have to see the products. I don't have to touch the products. I don't have to physically list the products. They deal with everything and they ship it out. So they ship it to FBA, and then, you know, FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon, they'll pick it, package, ship it, and you get paid. So this is how I'm able to work so little, right? A lot of people, a lot of uneducated people, I hate to say it, they say,
it's a scam, it's BS, it's not true. This guy is a complete liar.
And they don't know anything about the business. They don't understand that I'm running a real business, right? With real systems and real processes and real people in place, right? You know, and I hate to say it, this probably isn't a model for everybody. Why? Because you have to be organized, right? You have to be able to build systems. You have to be able to manage spreadsheets. And, you know, if you want to be hands-off like I am, you have to have the skill of hiring people and choosing the right people and building systems and processes. And, you know, it's kind of like if you're a baker, right? Maybe you're a one-man, one-woman show and you own a bakery and, you know, you're able to make these really awesome pastries and everything. And maybe, you know, you're a one-man, one-woman show and you're stuck at $50,000 a year. If you want to go to 100,000, you're going to have to pretty much clone yourself. You're going to have people help you to be able to go shopping for you, you know, train them how to make the pastries and then how to do it at scale and how to manage the whole system and the business and make sure you're profitable. I mean, it's the same exact thing, right? It's the same exact thing. It takes time, it takes resources, it takes capital, it takes real business skills. And I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of people who they want to make a lot of money and they don't want to do anything in return for it. And the reality is, if you want to have a business that makes really good money, you're going to have to give something, right? You're going to have to give time. You're going to have to give resources. You're going to have to scale or clone yourself. And that's essentially what I've done. That's how I'm able to do, you know, almost $700,000 a year. I don't know if I'm going to do that this year. Last year I did $707,000. This year, my gross sales is a little bit less because I'm focusing on higher ticket items and I've raised my ROI and my profit per flip much higher. So I'm probably going to make more money doing less work this year. So, you know, you're always refining and improving and growing, but that's pretty much the stick. That's it. I mean, that's the system. That's the process. Buy items from eBay, have my team do it, ship it to Little Owl Prep, my prep center. They'll receive it, they'll pick it, package, ship it, and then you send it to Amazon and you get paid. Now, obviously there's repricing and obviously there's looking at your returns report and, you know, stop buying the items that aren't doing well. There's account safety and account health and making sure that you're understanding how to analyze deals correctly. There's problems that come about, but this is just kind of a short overview of how I'm able to work just a couple hours per week. 2025, up until the last 2 months, I've been spending on average $30,000 a month. The last 2 months, I've been spending close to $60,000 per month, and I'm gonna stop buying very soon, let everything check in, and then I'm gonna give my team a vacation. They're gonna get a paid vacation. I'm gonna chill out, let all my items check in, let all my items sell for Q4. I mean, in the last 30 days, I'm already over $83,000 in sales. So we're gonna be doing 6-figure months soon. Everything's scaling, Q4 is the time. But yeah, I mean, I love this model because I really don't have to work that much, but don't be fooled into thinking it doesn't take a ton of time in the beginning. In the beginning, you're working 20, 30, 40 hours per week to build all the systems and processes and hire people and train people and fire people and retrain people and, you know, build your replens list. But you can get this business to a point where you're not working very much if you build really good systems and KPIs and scorecards and, you know, hire a manager and different things. So yeah, just want to break this down. I don't know how well this video is going to connect to the average person, but it's out there. Let me know what you think. And with that being said, guys, appreciate you. Have a great day. I'm gonna get back to enjoying this view.